My name is Bill Glasser, and I'm the president and founder of Language World Services. This year, our interpreters helped the non-English speaking people in our community understand their critical healthcare information. We call this Interpreters Giving the Gift of Understanding. We hope you enjoy it.
The patient was a young child who had been adopted from China, and he didn't understand any English, and his mother spoke only a small bit of Chinese. And what was complicating the case was that he had a cochlear implant. He had a physical device on his ear.
Yeah.
When he came over, they had to take him to a child development specialist, the therapist, to kind of understand what stage of development he was at. And they had kind of hit a brick wall because he didn't understand any English. So when they were trying to assess his cognitive functions, not even just his language functions, but like, did he recognize colors? Did he recognize simple commands? Things like that. They couldn't get through to him because he didn't understand English. So they brought me in, and I started interpreting for him, and it was like a kind of a light bulb came on in his head. He started understanding what the therapist wanted, what his parent wanted, and he still had a long way to go, but you know, it gave him a little boost to get started.
We're a Romanian gypsy family who came to United States after they settled in America, had 2 babies. One of the baby was taken by CPS because of some parents' neglect. After many appointments with the CPS, court trials with the judge, the family was finally happy to get the baby back, and I could see that not being able to understand the English language when you go through a tough situation, that makes it even hard.
A friend, I took him to the ER. He was having a kind of pneumonia. So when the nurse ended up asking him questions before giving him the medication, she was asking him, do you have allergy for penicillin? Immediately he understands that, do you have? And he have nothing. So he said no. And when I interpreted in the target language, I said, do you have allergy for penicillin? He said yes. Because in the target language, we call it penicillin. They call it penicillin. So he didn't understand what is that. And then he thought that she's asking about something in his pocket or something like this. He said, no, I don't have. Yes. Yeah. Wow. So then when I told him the meaning of that, he said, yes, I have. Said, you might be killing yourself.
Yes.
They were taking a CPR class because their baby was coming home. So I helped them interpret where we saw a video first, and I did the interpretation for them. And then it was a hands-on class where they had a baby mannequin, and mom and dad practiced on the mannequin the procedures. In the event that being a newborn, for whatever reason, the baby would stop breathing, they needed to know what to do. Dad was having a little bit of, I guess he was nervous, and he had a little bit of trouble remembering the steps. So after everybody else went home, we stayed with them, the provider and I, until they were able to understand fully what would you do in this case, what comes first, what do you do then, and so they were so grateful. They were able to have access to this kind of service, and the interpreter, well, was I guess, was able to stay, and the provider was able to stay with them in this case, yes.
Yes, so yeah, it was just very recent experience with a patient that she was about to accept her chemo treatment, and she had so many doubts because it wasn't clear to her prior. She was saying like, what should I do, and asking so many questions because it was really scary to her. She was so grateful in the end of her appointment, as she said that you made it so clear to me, and I have like more trust now that I should accept it and go on with my cure. And yeah, you built so much trust and helped me with it.